My beloved, looking at yourself in the mirror is something you do every day, an action that has become part of your routine. Yet, this simple gesture carries a much deeper message than it may seem, both spiritually and emotionally. Every time you look at yourself, you are facing who you are at that moment, and that has a powerful impact on how you feel and how you connect with yourself. Today, I invite you to take a moment to reflect more deeply on everything you carry within. Look into the mirror and ask yourself, what do I truly see? Ask yourself what your reflection is telling you about the reality you're living, about how you perceive yourself, and about what you're showing the world. Every detail of your image has something to teach you, something you may not have noticed yet. This is the perfect moment to pause and explore that connection with yourself. When you look at yourself in the mirror, the first thing you notice is your physical image, your outward appearance. But if you take the time to look beyond what's visible, you'll discover there's so much more. If you look with the eyes of your soul, you'll see that behind that appearance, there is something deeper. You can connect with your true essence, with what you really are at your core. But you may also find those fears and worries you often don't express, those emotions you keep hidden inside. By looking at yourself, you can recognize what you've been concealing, what you so often keep silent about, and that is an opportunity to heal and understand yourself better. That's why, my dear, I want you to understand that when you look in the mirror, don't just focus on your physical appearance. I want you to be aware that you are so much more than flesh and bone. Stop fixating on the little flaws you tend to point out in yourself. Realize that your worth is far greater than the image you see in the mirror. Remember, in a way, everything around you is a reflection of what's within. Your outer reality is just a manifestation of your inner world, of how you see and feel about yourself. You can turn anything into a sacred act, even the simplest things. Everything has a spiritual component if you view it from the right perspective. Your nature is both physical and spiritual, and because of that, looking in the mirror can be a deeply spiritual act, if you do it with the right eyes. It will be a moment where, by observing yourself, you'll discover aspects of you that often remain hidden to the naked eye, things you might have never noticed before. Looking at yourself in the mirror is much more than a daily routine. If you do it the right way, it becomes a spiritual exercise and a journey of self-discovery. If you only focus on what you see at first glance, you'll be engaging in something superficial. But if you allow yourself to look beyond appearances, if you ask yourself questions and take a moment to explore what's inside, you'll discover that the reflection has much more to offer. There are deeper layers of yourself waiting to be revealed, and that time of reflection can be transformative. Looking at yourself in the mirror can be the first step toward understanding how you're living your life, how you connect with others. It's an opportunity to recognize both your weaknesses and your strengths. Everything you hold inside will be reflected on the outside. If there's gratitude, love, and harmony within you, those are the things you'll show the world, and those are the things that will come back into your life. But if what you nurture are feelings of hatred, resentment, and negativity, that's what you'll project to others and what you'll eventually see reflected in your own life. What you plant in your heart is what you will harvest in your reality. It's important that when you look in the mirror, you ask yourself the necessary questions. What are the thoughts that are working against me? What limiting beliefs are creating barriers in my life? Furthermore, the people you attract into your life are also a reflection of you. They show aspects of you that may need attention or healing. Now and before we continue, I invite you to subscribe and share our channel. Your support helps us to create more valuable content for you. If you find yourself surrounded by people who are constantly creating conflict, it may be time to look inward and ask yourself why you are attracting that energy. Reflect on what you can change within yourself in order for your surroundings to change as well. Your reflection never lies. If you observe it carefully, it reveals the truth. If you take a moment to look beyond the surface, you'll notice that every aspect of your life, every reflection, can improve by starting from within. The key to everything lies within you. Everything you experience begins with you. Turn every moment of your life into a spiritual act. When you look in the mirror, don't limit yourself to what you see at first glance. Don't stay focused on the appearance alone. Give yourself the opportunity to connect with the depth of your being, with your true self, the one that's full of potential and light, waiting to be discovered. You must realize that everything you live, everything around you, and everything you see is, in some way, a reflection of yourself. The mirror doesn't just show your physical appearance, it also reflects your emotions, your beliefs, your attitudes, and everything you carry inside. When you look at yourself carefully and dare to see beyond what's obvious, you will discover that you are far more complex and special than you usually see. There are many layers to you, and each one holds immense value that only you can recognize. Your reflection never lies. Everything that happens around you is a manifestation of what's happening within you. That's why, when you notice something about another person, ask yourself how it is also reflected in you. What bothers you in others, on some level, is also something that bothers you in yourself. Imagine you're waiting for something, and you find yourself next to an impatient person. This person becomes restless, talks non-stop, and their anxiety begins to infect you. That doesn't just reflect their state, it also reveals something in you that may be resonating with that same energy. In that moment, instead of complaining about that person's behavior, you could use it as an opportunity to reflect on yourself. Think about what areas of your life or which situations make you impatient. You'll see that what bothered you in that person, perhaps you are doing it at other times, without even realizing it. The law of the mirror also applies. For example, when you're having a conversation and trying to express how you feel, but the other person doesn't seem to show interest or doesn't understand you. That moment of misunderstanding also invites you to look within. How do you communicate with others? How do you listen when others speak? In that moment, instead of lamenting the behavior of that person, it's the perfect time to reflect on yourself. Think about the times when you haven't understood the feelings of others, or even those moments when you haven't respected your own feelings. It's easy to see the flaws in others, but what you must understand is that if you see them, it's because, in some way, you've made that same mistake or something similar at some point in your life. This kind of reflection helps you realize that we are all a reflection of each other, and that our reactions often say more about us than we believe. That's why it's crucial to start paying closer attention to what's happening within you. Everything you feel and think will be reflected in the world around you. Often, you let insecurities and negative thoughts take over, projecting them onto the image you see in the mirror. You say harsh things to yourself and don't treat yourself with the kindness you deserve. But what you see in the mirror is just a surface, an incomplete image. That reflection doesn't show everything you truly are. It doesn't reflect your deep essence or your true worth. Today, I want to invite you to reflect on the relationship you have with yourself. Think about how you treat yourself and the things you say to yourself every day. If you look in the mirror and speak to yourself in a negative way, you'll be creating an atmosphere of negativity around you. Instead, focus on the good, on the beautiful, on the wonder that resides within you, both inside and out. Everything that is positive and beautiful within you will be reflected in your life, and it will begin to transform into the reality you live. It all begins within you. Everything you see around you is a reflection of what you're projecting from the inside. If you look in the mirror and feel that your life isn't as you desire, I invite you to reflect on how you're treating yourself each day. Do you treat yourself with kindness and compassion, or are you demanding too much from yourself, focusing only on your mistakes? When you understand that your outer reality is a reflection of your inner world, you'll begin to take much better care of what you think, what you say, and what you do. Because all of that doesn't just affect your life, it directly impacts your relationships with others. Now I ask you, are you willing to tune your mind to the melody of success and allow prosperity to flow to you? Today, I have left in the description a powerful tool that will help you and bring you closer to your happiness, peace, and tranquility. I invite you to get to know it. Open the doors to a future where success and prosperity are your daily reality. The opportunity you have today to change your life will never present itself in the same way again. Act today, go for the description and create the tomorrow you deserve. Blessings forever.